change is phenomenal in downtown Austin.
And the Austin Museum of Art will be the heart of downtown Austin.
Everyone needs to feel like it's their museum. It needs to be a destination.
I think this entire development museum place could be an emblem for the museum in the skyline, in downtown.
And the team of Novair Andrews Urban, we're uniquely qualified to execute on this project.
This museum and this project could give a whole feeling to this part of downtown.
This team is the team that can make that happen the fastest. I'm Taylor Andrews with Andrews Urban, and I'm a real estate developer in downtown Austin. And I'm focused on development of high-rise, mixed-use residential and hotel buildings in downtown Austin. My partners are Novair Group out of Atlanta. And this project, the Austin Museum of Art project, we've come together to create a focal point for the neighborhood and for downtown Austin that will be centered on the museum and on the tower behind the museum.
Novair Group is about creating great urban experiences across the United States. And so for us, this is an opportunity to do just that. You have, obviously, the Austin Museum of Art. We would have a luxury hotel. We would have residential. You've got those three components on this one site in a neighborhood that also has other exciting component parts to it.
The design team that we have partnered with consists of Larry Speck with Page Sutherland Page and David Lake with Lake Flato Architects in San Antonio.
Lake Flato would be the architect for the museum building, but we would be working in conjunction with Larry Speck at Page Sutherland Page, who would be designing the tower. And we do want the two buildings to speak to one another. We don't want them to fight with one another. We want them to fit with one another. At the same time, we want an autonomy. We want the museum to feel like a museum. It's a totally different building type from the condominium and hotel project.
We would be the urban fabric part of this team. We would be dealing with this complex in the context of downtown Austin. And we would do a lot of the site planning and the sort of macro infrastructure of the block. And then we would do the commercial development that was on there, the retail, the condominiums, the hotel.
I think this team is the perfect partner for the Austin Museum of Art for a number of reasons. One, we have experience developing high-rise in downtown Austin. This is very key. Developers from out of town who have not built in downtown Austin are at a disadvantage because they have not gone through the permitting, zoning processes that you go through in Austin, and that's not an easy task. Novair Group and Andrews Urban have come together to create buildings in the southwest quadrant of downtown, including 360 condominiums, two upcoming projects on blocks 51 and 52, which is the current post office block and the block west of it.
We have a number of folks who had signed up on a couple of these items, all in favor, all not wishing to speak.
Blighted Central Post Office pad drive-through building is now going to be converted into a high-quality mixed-use residential development, and that in the adjoining blocks. It's really a pretty amazing moment.
Remarkable improvement from where we have been the last 10 years here downtown. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes again on a vote of 6-0.
Museum Place would be a primary focus for me and for Andrews Urban in downtown Austin and in the development business of our company. My role will be, as it is in the other projects that Novair and Andrews Urban undertake, which is to be the local point person on the project.
I think it would be wonderful for this building to be done by people who really know this community and are a longstanding part of this community, and that's something I'm very excited about.
We have experience developing high-rise, mixed-use residential and hotel product in a number of markets around the nation. Perhaps more than any other developer in the Southeast, Novera Group has been successful in elevating urban lifestyles in both the residential and hotel sectors for the past decade.
They care that the museum's a success. They want the museum, this block, to be a cohesive, dynamic, remarkable success story. One that everyone can point to and say, this is how public-private projects should be done. And that's what they're committed to. And they'll bring their expertise to make it happen.
We actually started construction and completed many of these on 3,500 homes over the last several years across the Sun Belt. We have started and are partially through construction on 432 homes at 360 in Austin. So we know how to get these projects started. We have a track record of getting projects started. It is a legitimate concern of the board. Do you guys know how to get these things done? Can you get them done? We've done that time after time after time in a very good fashion across the Sun Belt.
Very important that the developer have financial capacity to undertake this project right now. Our team has that capacity. We have internal funds through Novera Group Holdings and through a fund called GROW. GROW will buy out the hotel component and the retail component, so we have a takeout buyer already in place. And the Novera Group Holdings Fund will provide internal equity for the construction of the project, so we don't have to go out and raise funds. They're there.
We have spent a lot of time over the past several years building a balance sheet and improving our financial capability to get very large projects done and teaming up with financial partners to get those large projects done.
Our lending relationships are of such strength that we do not have to do pre-sales of our condominium homes on any project that we undertake, and we won't have to on this project as well. Also, we have the capability in terms of staffing and resources. At this time, we have set aside a group in Atlanta and in Austin who will be devoted exclusively to the Museum Place project.
The fact that we have a project under development, we have another one that is about to start, we control another site across Republic Park from this site. Those are very positive things for our team. We've got people on the ground who are actually doing this today. And so we're ready to get going.